Alright, listen up everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful, so let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
Well then, a regulation change to kind of switch up the order and make things interesting in Season 2. If we get that far, we'll see it happen. For now though guys, welcome back to the F1 2009 My Team Career Mode. It's been a long time, so much has happened, some of you may know, and yeah, basically we're back. We're going to try and close out the season and get these final 4 races done. The battle for the championship is on. It's me versus Timo Glock versus Jarno Trulli. 2 Toyotas versus 1 97 Racing Cosworth car. So with that in mind, guys, the previous episode will be linked in the top right if you want to refresh your memory. Feel free to watch it and see what happened. But we're going to jump into things here today after an Italian Grand Prix, which was the last race at Monza, which didn't go entirely according to plan. So with that in mind, we're going to go ahead and make things happen. We're going to take action by doing upgrades on the energy system, which is something that's not in the 09 cars, but it's in this game, in this R&D tree, so we have to do it to try and improve the ERS/KERS battery system. Then we look at the gearbox. We went ahead and took an extra one as we was running very, very high on wear on gearbox number 2. We also had a failure for the major chassis upgrade, which was one that I was banking to have for the final few races, and it's failed. So we're going to have to repurchase this at a later date, which is not ideal. So with that, we jump into a bombshell. Jarno Trulli is also retiring. So if we were to continue, there would be some big changes for 2010. So interestingly enough, we'll see what happens the rest of this season in terms of his performance and the way he drives. The forecast at Singapore this weekend is dry, so no rain expected. And we also look at the performance chart, and Brawn top of the table. We are still second from bottom, albeit right in that little kind of mid-pack there with Toyota, Sauber, Toro Rosso, all kind of really close together in that midfield scrap. So yeah, last race you can see there, P16, not ideal. A really bad race, a hammer blow in the championship, and we have work to do this weekend. Practice-wise, it was a pretty smooth, straightforward session. No big surprises. For us, you can see also no change on the Acclaim front, which isn't really something we've given much importance to since we unlocked the 4 secondary sponsors. So with that done, we can jump into qualifying, and we're going to see, hopefully, if we can bounce back. Qualifying in Monza last race was an absolute disaster, so we need to try and sort this out. So straight away, getting on the pace, the car felt pretty decent, but I was a bit all over the place on this first qualifying lap. I increased my wings quite a lot as it is a street circuit, and I haven't really done that much this season, but for this one I feel like it was worth a risk because we need to try and get a result. So making our way through the final sector into the final corner now, crossing the line, we're going to set a 1:39.0 and go P2, which was a big surprise on a banker lap, which had a few moments in it, as you saw, losing the back end in sector 3. So that gives us a bit of hope. Now, one thing I noticed was the tyre wear was really high, so you don't really want to start the race on those tyres. So I went for the mediums on my second attempt to try and see if I could possibly go faster and counteract that tyre offset. However, we made a mistake. It was a small error in the hairpin, but to be fair, we was actually only a 10th down, so I may have been able to improve actually, considering the errors in sector 3. But we do invalidate right on the exit of that right-hander, so we're going to call it quits, go back to the pits, get the softs on, and go one more time. So currently P3. Can we challenge for pole? We need to try and find about 7/10 of a second to get near Timo Glock in P1. So with that in mind, let's go for it. Turn 1, right on the white line, just about making the apex as we flick it right and then flick it left into turn 3 technically, trying to get a good exit, but we lose a bit of time, some valuable tenths. Not really sure why. It felt pretty decent through 1, 2, 3, but I just couldn't quite get it together, although we absolutely nailed turn 4, got a brilliant exit and found a full 10th. So we are down in the first, but not by a massive amount. It's, a manageable one, but sector 1 was where the chunk of the time to Glock was. About 6/10 of my deficit was in Sector 1. So we're going to have to push extra hard now in Sectors 2 and 3 to try and find time. And that's exactly what we're doing, as we're a 10th and a half up now. So we are absolutely cooking over the curb, super aggressive here, leaving nothing on the table as we try to push track limits as much as possible. Making our way into the hairpin, second gear corner, lock up on the way in, trying to get the drive on the exit. And we're going to close out Sector 2, 2.5 tenths up, which is really encouraging. We go purple as well at the split. So we are looking very good heading into Sector 3. Inside track limits again there on the exit as we now try to correct this mistake which we set on our first run through here, losing the back end loads of times. And you can see we're now 6/10 up. So we are looking very good right now, very close for pole. Can we find a bit more time through these final couple of corners, looking to try and stick it at least on the front row, making our way through the final corner to close out the lap. What's it going to be? Across the line we go. P2, not bad at all. Purple, sectors 2 and 3, but we just fell short, and pretty much the mistake at turn 3 was the reason why we didn't get that. So a costly error in the end, a very, very costly error, because we could have got pole, and that would have put us in a really good spot for the race. Either way, front row start. If we can get a good start and have a good first lap, try to get past Glock straight away, we need to win this race. It's absolutely critical for the championship that we win this. If we don't win this with 3 to go after this, we are going to be in big trouble, and it's realistically not possible to win the championship, especially if Glock wins the race. Truly in P6, a little bit further back. So yeah, it looks like it's me versus Timo today, and we are going to give it everything to try and beat him in the race. So guys, let's get into it and let's send it around Singapore.
Against the spectacular backdrop of the Singapore skyline, Formula One returns once again to do battle in what tends to become something of an endurance race, with the notorious sauna-like temperatures in the cockpit making for an extremely physically challenging Grand Prix. The Marina Bay Street Circuit then has 23 corners, 13 to the left and 10 to the right, taking us a total of 3.1 miles around the landmarks of downtown Singapore. An average lap speed around here, just 107 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Well, this has become a critical race in the championship. Timo Glock, our main rival, has a 10-place grid drop, which means we have clear track ahead of us. This has now become a must-win. If we can win this race, we are right back in the championship fight, heading into the final 3 rounds. So guys, let's get into it. Strategy for this one is going to be starting on softs, which of course we qualified on, so we have to basically start on that tyre by false. And also Glock has the exact same strategy because he qualified on softs also, and he's starting P11, so he's going to have to try and work his way back through on this not ideal 2-stop strategy. The 1-stop is going to be really strong, and we're still going to have to fight to win this race. It's not going to be easy because the 1-stoppers could be a genuine threat. The first thing is to try and hold the lead, which my starts have not been great, so I'm not expecting that to be the case. So we're going to have to try and do the best we can. Elsewhere, I might box early and try to undercut. Track position is key. I want to be the first car to box and basically be the first car to carve our way through the traffic. So also, let's see what the pace looks like. If I can try and push and open up a gap, that would be ideal. But either way, this is must win, and we have to do everything in our power to achieve it. So guys, let's get into it. Like and subscribe, and let's see what happens in Singapore. Here we go. No time to waste. Let's try and get a good start. Lights on. And away we go. It's not too bad. Barrichello with the jump. I'm going to try and challenge him around the outside. I'm going to try and hold my own. Slight contact there as we head into turn 3. Still side by side with Rubens. feels marginal. We're going to get the inside line for turn 4. We're going to try and hold it. Then we're going to get into a drag race. My wings are pretty high and we're already out of curves. Barrichello trying to go through. Going to fight it back on the brakes on the inside. A little bit wide. Barrichello back again. We're going to just hold the line through here. And I think we're just going to be able to fend him off. There we go. Crucial race start and a bit of defense in that initial phase of the race. Barrichello with the attack. Now let's see if we have any pace to burn on these tyres, which are already close to 20% worn. So we're just going to try and do a few laps on these and try to make the next few stints a bit easier. I may go medium on the next stint and stick with the strategy and try and use that medium to keep pushing on the next stint. I'll see when it's time to box. Either way, let's push on, waste no time, and try to open a gap, which is going to be critical. Glock will still be a threat. I trust he will, on a 2-stop, make some progress and probably jump some cars, so he's not completely out of this. We are absolutely flying at the moment. 2.5 to Barrichello and growing. Pace seems really good on this tyre in this initial phase. Barrichello, to be fair, doesn't seem to be that quick. He's holding up some cars behind. You can see Heidfeld, Raikkonen and Trulli all, very close behind them. So it looks like Rubens may not have the best pace and the AI aren't always the best overtaking. So they may struggle to get by. But everyone right now is queued up behind Rubens. So a bit of a train from him. But let's try and push. This is a good phase for us. This is also good for our strategy. If we can keep somehow extending the gap and also the tyre life, that will help us out a lot in this race. So we have to try and dig deep here and keep this pace rolling. So let's focus up and let's keep pushing. Pace is looking really good though. Probably the best it may have looked all season actually. Although I want to see what Glock can do.
Okay, some information on Bottas. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
I think that's Barrichello. I think that's Barrichello in game. So I said he was going slow. I feel like he was holding up all those cars behind. And now he's, I think, got a car issue on top of that. So clearly struggling. But at the minute, no one's able to pass him. So, Barrichello being a perfect roadblock now, really helping us. You can see on the minimap, just everyone stuck behind in that train. There's a bit of a gap a little bit further back as one of the cars pits. That's Jarno Trulli, I think, who has just boxed, interestingly. So different strategy at Toyota, possibly try and undercut, so we'll keep an eye on that. That could be a smart call. There's Kubica, first of the medium runners. So this would be a good chance now to see what the pace looks like and whether I have to box to stay out. So let's see what I can do relative to him, pace-wise. Barrichello now dropping like a stone. So it is Rubens with a car issue. Kubica up to 4th on the medium. If he one-stops, he's in a very good position. Tyres now 60% right front. I'm going to basically drag this out. Kubica lost a lot of time battling with Rubens and trying to get past, so we're just going to try and extend this stint as much as possible, and that will help us out in this race in the long run. Okay, Heidfeld in, Kubica stays out. We are losing a lot of time now, so we're probably going to box this lap. We're just losing too much time to those are mediums and possibly those who might undercut us now, so we're not going to risk it. We'll box this lap.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
I've noticed my rears are going, and my fears are confirmed. Our rears are smoking hot, so I might try and go hards and kind of get through the heavy fuel phase and then go mediums at the end. Yeah, these tyres are absolutely done, so we are going to jump off them straight away, get a set of hard tyres on. I'm going to see if we can make that compound work. I think I've got good pace, so if there was a race to kind of gamble and go for it and make it work, this is the one. No speeding, very safe pit entry. We gave up pretty much all our advantage to Kubica, but it is what it is. I probably should have pit last lap, to be fair. That would have saved us some valuable seconds. Right now we're racing Jarno Trulli, wherever he is on track. So I can't quite see him on the minimap just yet. Still all those one-stoppers going through. Good stop. And I think Trulli now is on his way on the pit straight. Approaching. Let's see. There it is. Fastest lap of the race. 4 wide. Oh my god. There's Trulli right behind that 4 wide melee. Heikki Kovalainen just gets us. We're out ahead of Heidfeld, who of course was the next car. But look at that scrap up ahead. It's all kicking off. we're going to get involved here. Ricardo's in it as well. Truly's got through PK and our teammate. I'm quite happy to go with this tyre. I think it's going to give us longevity and we can fight later on the medium. Hopefully we'll also avoid overheating issues, but you can see everyone losing time right now. There's very little grip on this rubber, so got to try and get it fired up, get it warmed up. Ricardo, PK side by side. Kovalainen trying to go through. We're going to sneak around the outside. Try to make it work, but Kovalainen gets the burners on. Going to try around the outside again here. Slight correction though, and we can't quite commit, so we're going to have to wait. This is where the race could be decided, so Truly is the net race leader, who was the first car to pit. As we go around the outside of Kolar again. Heikki holds on. Good defending. Do I lunge it? Yes, I do. Down the inside. Confidence on the brakes. Let's try and get some more of these guys who will now be on relatively second-hand mediums. Oh, good run, but I had to just wait to pick the throttle up on the exit. Here we go. On PK. Around the outside. Still there, but we're through. Poetry of motion, lovely move. Oh, yellow flag. What's happened here? Something on the bridge? Oh my god. Hamilton has stacked it. Virtual safety car. And that's not going to become a full safety car, which I'm shocked to see. Either way, we're going to have to drive under limiter right now. So just got to make sure we don't speed, as always. VSC ending. We've got plenty of time on our Delta. Gonna see if we can try and get past our teammate here. Now we're green. We'll have to wait just a little bit longer. Ricardo there locks up into one. Don't want to sabotage my teammate or put a super aggressive move on him, so we'll try and keep it clean. We'll stay close. Out here. We'll switch back. Gives us the exit, and now we get the curves on to try and go through. Come on, Daniel, don't fight this one, mate. Come on, Dan, I'm trying to be generous. Let me through. Oh, in the end we're through, but Daniel not interested in making it easy. Truly, though, still there and struggling to get past Bourdais, so happy stuff, good stuff. Let's go after it. Got to try and use Bourdais as a bit of a roadblock to jump Truly and get back into the net lead of the race, or at least what I think is the net lead of the race. If someone else has done a mandatory strategy, then fair play. I mean, Kubica's in a great position right now on that one stop, so he's a threat, genuine threat. Nice run through there. Up the inside. Let's go. Nice. Excellent pass. We get to use a little bit of curves. Be safe now to just defend from Truly. On the inside, and there it is. That's a crucial move for the championship. Let's push on now and get Bourdais. Oh, okay. Lovely. The timing on that. Unbelievable. So that gives us a place. Alonso also in the pits, so we can now go straight on to Adrian Sutil here and try to jump that Force India. Truly is going to be with us for the foreseeable future, but of course those mediums will start to fade soon and we'll have the advantage. So right now we're on the better strategy. Now we've got through that little bit of a growing pain phase. Sutil out of shape. 2 in a row. Those mediums are starting to go now, I think. We're starting to really find some pace over those who started on that tyre. I wonder how long Kubica will stay out for. Okay, that's more like it, 44-1. We're going to need this sort of pace to reel in Kubica, who, you know, we both have a stop left, so the gap right now is essentially the net gap, so we have to try and catch him on track. Hat trick. Damn right, straight through again. Another one down, P6, let's go. This is Kalanex and Nakajima shortly after. Here we go, Kubica pits, I've just noticed. All the leaders are pitting, so I think everyone's going to stop this lap, so this is going to open up the track for us. Oh, I say that. Snap and a half. Nakajima stays out. So Rosberg in. Let's see then. We should be ahead of these guys. Not by a lot though. I heard Kubica there at pit exit, so he's pretty damn close. Let's try and get Nakajima.
Nick is coming in for his stop.
One more for the scrapbook. Right. Clean out. Nakajima's going to pick this lap anyways, but we have to push now. So Rich Mix on. We're going to drive into the negatives for a couple of laps. And we're going to try and see if we can set some pace. Kibita's going to be pretty quick, but he's going to have to deal with Yano Trulli, fittingly. The Trulli train might decide this race. Oh wow. I think Trulli pit on that lap already. So that moves Kibita the second. So all those cars behind are on pretty mixed strategies, to be fair. So I don't really know who's who or what's what besides P2. I know he's going to the end, so he's our rival this race. Simple as that. I am just wondering if maybe Kibita's on a 2-stop as well, like everyone else, because he did pit on at lap 12, which is quite early for a 1. If you want to take a medium, it's a little bit longer than that. And everyone else is on the medium, so maybe he's kind of doing my strategy and going mediums at the end, but I think he might still be 2-stopping, although right now he's way quicker than me and he's flying on track. Okay, car and tyres coming back to me a little bit. Bit better pace. We've also managed to keep the gap now to around 3 seconds to Kibita. I think he's also running into a bit of wear of his own now, so he's not as quick anymore. Everything hangs in the balance on strategy now. I don't know what's next. Heidfeld in again, so that is a 2-stop. Okay, that's a big signal that they might be well 2-stopping, especially if it's, you know, Kibita's own teammate. So that's interesting. Good pace. We're keeping that gap to 3 seconds. Although Kibita's still very strong pace-wise, but we needed that lap just to try and fend them off and hold on. Looking to box around lap 21 probably for my final stop.
Right, some information on Hamilton. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like they're retiring.
Well, I believe that's Jenson Button, not Lewis Hamilton. So both Brauns with issues. Now the question is, what do I do if the VSC makes it in time? Obviously we're going to pit. I was just looking at my tyres and they're not too bad. I reckon I can maybe stretch these, but if I put mediums in, I'll be so damn quick. VSC ending, so we're not going to get that to stretch round. And we're going to box anyway. We can get at least P2 guaranteed, but it means we can push to the end on mediums like crazy. And the pace, I think, is good, so I want to try and make it count. Right, here we go. Let's box for a set of mediums. And hopefully it's the right call. I'm assuming Kibita's going to stay out. That was a very marginal pit entry. So I'm hoping, obviously, we'll be easy P4 behind Rosberg. I just hope I'm not too far back. We can get on the mediums and get to work straight away. Let's get to it. To be fair, we're a marginal 44 right front. Doable, but marginal. This gives us safety, so we can just basically go like crazy. So clean out. Let's go hunting. Let's get that P2 back at least. And then we'll see if we can get P1. Also depends if those three are going to box or not. Alright, let's get to it. We are absolutely flying on these. I don't know if we're going to catch Kibita, and I don't think he's going to pit now, unless he goes for softs. We got a track limit warning there, but we destroy the previous fastest lap into a 40.7. Right now, our focus is Massa and P2, and then we'll take it from there. We want to try and get that P2 back. So first obstacle, Nico Rosberg. We're going even quicker on this lap, but now we're going to hit traffic. This is where we're strongest, and we have to basically run in clean air to make progress. Look at the pace difference. Rosberg really struggling through there. There's no way through right now, though, just got to wait. There we go, let's send it through here. Good run. Going to pull alongside, get the curves on. Trying to get a slipstreamer here. A bit of time lost, but we're through. Crucial, crucial. Let's get on to Massa. I think no one's pitting now, so this is it. We've got to commit. Massa next. Let's waste no time. Same sort of move as the last lap. And then we're going to get 5 full laps to try and chase down Kibita, or 6 laps actually. So let's give it everything. Curves on. Massa over with a bit more straight line speed than Rosberg. So I'm just going to have to wait a little bit as Massa locks up into 1. So again, not super efficient. Bit of time loss, which is going to help. We'll stay close here. Massa in a bit deep there. We're going to get a nice exit. Stay in the slipstream. Just going to have to yeet this one. Oh, Massa holds on again. Fair play. One last one for old time's sake. A bit deep though. But we pull it back. I've got no curves though, so we're going to be under a bit of pressure from Massa. On the brakes. Squeeze. And job done. Right. The hunt begins. I think we're going to probably not catch him. We need to do like 2 seconds a lap, but we're going to give it everything here. And use his tyres. I must say, we've got straight back on it. And this lap is going to be very close to our personal best. At this pace, we might just give ourselves a chance. But we have to keep this pace up. I see him. We're getting close. We might already be on the back of him. Next lap. Oh, that curb there just dragged me out wide. We're here though. We're going to get just under 2 laps to try and do this. Could it be here? One last move. Not quite. I thought the Massa one was the last one, but we gave it a shot. Giving our tyres something to just open up now and let go a little bit. Gotta make it count. Last lap, this is it. This is where we're strongest now. Got a nice bit of curves. Try and get the exit right. Like so. Use some curves. A little bit again just to stay close. Now we're going to use it all on the inside. Get it stopped. And there we go. Quality move. Nice and clean. Well within track limits. And we snatched the lead back on the very last lap of the race. Let's bring it home. Here we go then. After 31 laps, we come out the other side of it with the win. And this is huge for the championship. Let's go.
Here we are then, a real team effort to overcome their rivals for a memorable win here today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Here comes your top 3 making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One.
Well, it's not just the race win, it's a big double points finish. Also, no Toyota in the top 10, and overall it's an incredible day at the office, guys, and a huge points haul. So let's break it down. P1 for us, and it's going to be P8 for Daniel Ricciardo, and as you can see, if we scroll down, Glock P15 on the 2-stop, and Jarno Trulli P19 on a 3-stop. So, wow, absolutely incredible. Truly on the 3. If he just 2-stopped, you take off 20 seconds off his race time, and Truly finishes P5. So that's where he should have been, but something happened, had to do an extra stop. He was one of the first cars to pit early on in the race as well. So disaster for Toyota, and that does mean in the drivers we are second, 7 points behind Glock, 5 ahead of Jarno with 3 races remaining. Also, let me know real quickly there, Ricciardo's first points since signing for the team, and he's down in P22. In the constructors, we're up to 3rd. We overtake Ferrari, 20 behind Brawn. Could it happen? We'll have to wait and see. Guys, if you enjoyed, like, subscribe. As always, a big shout out to the members for supporting the channel. Check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them. And yeah, guys, cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and let's goodbye from me.